Golden Terror. Yeah. Fuck you and Georgia Tech. No, eat that boot, you son of a bitch. Trip me.
Exactly. Oh. And the guy on the outside is like, don't tag my ass in, please.
And you know, our referee, Tommy Young, is like, oh, they're just killing them. I said, geez, Joe, ease up a little. Tell Mike to calm down.
That's it.
Lord.
Oh, the other guy's thinking, thank God.
It was supposed to be a work. They're shooting. Look at, dude. Is Paul Ellering, when he's wearing this fucking gi and the sunglasses, does he not look like he's ready for Cobra Kai season 4? He's like the sleazy promoter. Yes, he's got like a fucking Trans Am with T-tops, blaring some REO Speedwagon. So have you ever been nude on video before? Seriously.
Sound like Taz there.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
But I know where we're going with this. This is exciting for me because we haven't heard this much of it.
Sam Houston.
Here
we go.
A lot of champions. We've been talking about a lot of championship belts. The one right here that I am really pleased is in the hands of this young man, the Mid-Atlantic Championship, Sam Houston. Sam, I tell you, you're a real pride of that thing.
Thank you, Mr. Connell. You know, I try real hard. I try every time I go out there in the past few weeks that I have been the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. I've gone out there and I've found out that it's a lot harder than I ever thought it would be. You've got a lot of top contenders out there. You've got a lot of people out there wanting the titles, and that's something I've got right here as a Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Something I want to say real quick is I want to thank everybody here and everybody everywhere for the support and all the cards and letters that I've received and that they've written, taking the time to get to. I can't answer them, but, you know, I do read them. And something I would like to say real quick is I've gone through a lot so far defending this title, and I'll go through a lot more to keep it. I'll do anything I've got to do to hold on to this thing. This is my title, is the way I feel about it, and I'm going to defend it for everybody in any arena, anywhere. I'm out there fighting for this belt, fighting for you, and fighting for everything that I believe in. It's going to take a lot to put me down, and there's something else I'd like to say, too. The NWA is the best in professional wrestling today. Now, you had Mr. Ric Flair out here. He is the world heavyweight champion.
That's right.
He is the number one man in professional wrestling today. Mr. Flair, I'm one step closer to your title now. And the only way to hold me back and keep me from fulfilling my dream of being the NWA World Heavyweight Champion is to not only put me down, but put me out for good. Because I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to keep standing back up. I'm going to keep getting back up, dusting my rear end off if I have to, stand back there and keep coming at you the best way I know how. And that's head on. And I'll do anything I have to do. I'll reiterate that fact over and over again. I am going to fulfill my dreams of being the World Heavyweight Champion.
No, you're not.
Quick work of the opponents in the ring. The Road Warriors with Paul Ellering. Hawk and Animal. Hawk.
Hey, you know, from what I understand, from what I've been able to make up on it, read newspapers and stuff, in Russia, they tell you what time to wake up in the morning. They tell you what to eat all day. They tell you when to go to bed. Well, the first Russian that ever tells me or Animal anything is gonna get his lights punched out. That's the truth right there. And one sticking line, lights punched out. Now if you'll notice, the stinking Russians have a new member to the Koloff family, Baron von Raschke. Why they got a new partner? I'll tell you why. Because Animal twisted Crusher Crusade's leg just about off his stinking body. That's why. Now Nikita Koloff, since they've been fighting us, he looks like he's losing weight. And Ivan Koloff, well, he's getting a little shorter and a little uglier. Well, that's because they're fighting us. And when you fight us, you have a shorter outlook on extension of life in general. Tell him, Paul.
You know, I've often wondered, hearing the Russians, how can so many idle comments come out of mouths as busy as theirs are? All the people here know that wrestling is a game in which you teach or learn. Well, we've learned a valuable lesson from the Russians.
And that's how to stab somebody in the back, how to attack somebody from the back. So Russians, in the past, we've been the teachers, and we're going to be the teachers again. We're going to teach you how it feels to be stabbed in the back.
The Road Warriors, Paul Ellering. Fans, to the ring, here's Jim Cornette.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now the next tag team champions of the world. Welcome them to the ring, Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
So there we go. That's Sam Houston promo. Why? I mean, what you were excited for that? Why?
Because I wanted to see how bad it would be.
Oh,
and
I
wasn't disappointed.
No.
They put him on there because he's a Mid-Atlantic champion, and this is Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
Should have rethought that shit.
Yeah. Two things about it. It was a terrible interview. I often tell kids when I talk to them who are doing promos, when they ask for advice, I always say, know how you're going to end your promo.
Yeah.
Because you can ramble. Sam was rambling. He didn't know how to end his interview. And that was a classic case of what not to do. Of course, he just can't do an interview, and either you can or you can't. I really think that. I think you get better if you work at it. But I think the ones that can really do promos just really know how to do it, right? A second thing is that Sam had the classic mistake of he was looking at himself in the monitor. Did you notice that all the time?
Yes.
He couldn't look at the camera he was just kept glancing the monitor, which
he's self-conscious about what he looks like and how he's doing and all that.
And I remember saying to Wayne and Emerson, the guys at Nemo, and I'll talk about Nemo in a minute because Ricky Morton mentioned him. I remember telling those guys, I say, let's turn the monitor off.
Yes.
So they can't see themselves. Luger was a classic case of doing that. But did you notice when the Road Warriors were talking, that Animal kept looking at himself, but when Hawk was talking, even when he finished talking, he didn't look at the monitor at all.
No.
Hawk knew what the fuck he looked like.
Yeah.
And he knew how to be a badass, man. And those are just
Hawk had a presence like a main event guy.
Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did. He knew what he was doing, man. And that was they just destroyed Pez and Rocky King, and
that was short work there.
And did you also notice that they booed the Road Warriors, and as they're talking, they were chanting rock and roll.
Yep.
How over Ricky and Robert back then, buddy.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what AdFreeShows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-Free Shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that AdFreeShows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. AdFreeShows.com.